welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to this coaching at Carousel Dynasty in NCAA 25. And today, in this game, in this episode, we'll have weeks 3 and 4 of this regular season as the offensive coordinator of the UConn Huskies. And this season so far has gone exactly to plan, as those are the Duke Blue Devils. There's their uniforms that will be facing with them in this game. But for the Huskies, the season has gone pretty much as we expected, or as we wanted to. Maybe not as expected, but as we wanted to so far this season. They averaged 3 touchdowns to 4 interceptions so far this year. We've been able to run the ball very effectively through the first couple of games. Cam Edwards has 4 touchdowns already, 162 yards on the ground. And Victor Rosa has 157 rushing yards with a touchdown as well. Nick Evers actually with 42 rushing yards and a score. But this is going to be, bigger test for us and for this team here going into this week. I mean, only 3 passing touchdowns so far. Not a lot of guys receiving. I mean, Victor Rosa's got 145 receiving yards. Had that one really long touchdown against FCS last week. But Buckham is leading us in terms of receptions with 13. And then Sheffield, who's actually our best wide receiver there with 7 catches, nearing 100 yards receiving on the season. Robinson, our freshman running back, has a receiving touchdown. And then Skylar Bell has 2 catches for 5 yards and a touchdown. He caught the wide receiver, the jet screen touchdown that we had in week 1, week 2. I can't remember which game that was, but so Julian Simone, a couple of sacks. We have 4 as a team right now. Julian Simone and Price Yates have a couple of sacks, 2 interceptions as a team so far. And we're going to look at the Duke Blue Devils here. They're at 81 overall. They are 2-0 as well to start the season. We'll play them, and then we're going to play Arizona later on in the episode here. But their best defensive player is Chandler Rivers. He's an 85 overall, a cornerback, 3-star high school recruit impact rating as a junior here from East Texas. And he's definitely going to be a guy to look out for. He's got great zone coverage there at 87, zone coverage at 86, play rec at 87, and awareness at 86, and decent man coverage too. Those are some good ratings for him. And then Jalen Stinson is a decent quarterback here as well. He's one of their stars as well on defense. He's a 3-star high school recruit. He's got some pretty decent ratings. I mean, his man coverage isn't amazing, but his zone coverage is better. I mean, his zone coverage at 75 is not bad. He's got insane quickness there at 95. And then Malik Murphy is this team's starting quarterback. I mean, I do want to show you the offensive stars, even though we're not playing on defense in these games. I do show you the offensive players that our defense is going to have to face. And Malik Murphy, so far, through 2 games, has been pretty good. I mean, hasn't made a lot of mistakes so far this year. 374 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns to no interceptions so far. And then you got Nick Morris Jr., who's their best linebacker on this team as well. They're at 81 overall. So, this team, roster-wise, is just a little bit better than us. They are slightly better than us. They have a lot more 80-plus overall players than we do. We don't have a lot of 80 overall players on our team, honestly. And, through our first couple of games, looking at our numbers this year, there we are. We are in top 5 in terms of running the football this year. We're number 5 in terms of rushing offense. We're pretty high in terms of total offense, tied for 2nd with 7 rushing touchdowns already this year, only behind Cincinnati and Kansas State there. And, I mean, I've noticed this in both of my franchises that I'm doing, but you really dominate first downs. I mean, we're tied for that right now, and, in my FIU Dynasty, our team is leading that stat by a pretty wide margin. Just under 1,000 yards total on offense for us so far through the first 2 games. That is number 7 in the nation there, it looks like. So, our offense so far this season has honestly been pretty good and pretty well balanced as well. This is a quick little recruiting update here for you. I did, in fact, buy the Motivator for us and the head coaching tree there. So, yeah, getting some improvements to that and getting that motivator unlocked. So, Duke starts with the football here on the opening kick and their first drive of the game. They're second down and 7, 3rd and 5, so they're not going to do anything here. And there's a penalty against them, and so they actually get a new set of downs because of a penalty on us. But they get to the 37-yard line. They have to, or they try for a really long field goal. They don't actually get it. So they took a lot of time off the clock there, and 3.5 minutes off of the game clock. First drive of the game for UConn here comes with 8:25 left in the first quarter. That's a pass that is complete, and that's TJ Sheffield getting his first grab of the day, an 8-yard reception to start the game off as that's the first gift for us to Cam Edwards, who, one of our best players early on offense and a guy that we're going to look to go to in this game. And we're going to go to him again here on an outside give, and he's got maybe some space here trying to get to the outside, and he's got a gain of 6 there on first down. I'll take that. Take 6 yards on first down every single time. And Evers is back to pass here again. He's going to go over the middle. He's got our leading receiver right now on our team, and Brett Buckham, who's making that catch and getting a first down. Across midfield inside of the 40-yard line here. Another set of downs. He's going to try to go to the outside as Evers. He's got a reception. That is a catch there. Josiah Gatherings on the outside making that grab. 4 catches, 38 yards for him last week. There's a give. That's Victor Rosa, his first run of the game, and he's going to try to evade the tackle there. Chandler Rivers gets him and takes him down, but not before he gets 7 yards. Running the football pretty well and effectively already. 3rd down and 3. We're going to go to our tight end. That's a catch by Nick Harris, our tight end. 2nd down and 10 after an incompletion. Evers is back to pass again. Evers is stepping up in the pocket. Evers taking off. Evers near the first down. He's got the first down, but he fumbles the ball. And it's forced out by Nick Morris, the middle linebacker, picked up by Chandler Rivers. Man, a fumble at like the 2-yard line. And Duke is going to recover. That is unfortunate. I mean, man, UConn was driving down the field on that play, on this drive, and they lose the ball right here. And, yep, that is, in fact, a fumble on Evers there near the goal line. That is just unfortunate right there. So that's a big blow to the offense as, Duke doesn't do anything with the football there. They don't really do much, but we do get the ball back at midfield. But, man, that was, a good drive. I mean, a nearly 40-yard drive right there that ends up being, ends up in no points. And now it's an option play as it's a pitch out to Edwards, and Edwards has got some space. He's into Duke territory now, and he's down inside of the 35-yard line. We're now inside the 35. On a 3rd down, that's a pass across the middle, and that's a good catch by Buckham. He's got a first down. 2 catches for 18 yards already. We're already nearing the end of the first quarter here. Scoreless game, trying to go to the outside, and that ball is dropped by Harris. Harris was covered pretty well there on that play. Pressure up the middle on Evers. He got the ball out, but now it's a 3rd down and 10. And trying to go for the screen pass, and wow, good play here as that guy was not blocked up the middle there. Number 40, Ryan Smith takes down the receiver there on the screen pass. So we don't... we're going for a field goal try here on this play, 4th down, but the kick is going to be far left and no good. Man, and Freeman misses the field goal, and through 1 quarter here, no score. We've had opportunities, been inside of Duke territory twice already. We haven't gotten any points on the board yet. Our defense has been playing well through the first quarter in this game right now. As you see the passing yards, I mean, we've got 50 rushing yards already, 38 passing yards, but no points. As, yeah, still trying to get better at field goals in this game, but now there's a pass to the outside. Buckham already, again, that's already his 3rd grab of the game here in the first half. And, Duke didn't do anything, a 3 and out for them. They punted the ball back to us. And now going over the middle, that's a open receiver there. That's Sheffield. And that's his biggest catch of the game, as Evers has 80 yards through the air. That was a good toss over there, and on a, that was a stick pattern, and Sheffield running the slant. Now it's a toss play outside to Edwards. Edwards got some space. He's got a first down, trying to avoid the tackler there. Already the 4th tackle of the game for that corner there, but it's a first down. So now inside of the 15 here. The snap to Evers. He's going to drop back to pass. Evers trying to go over the middle. It's a bad pass. And it's intercepted. Jalen Stinson was there on the inside crossing route. And Evers, a bad throw behind the receiver. Not a good place to throw that ball. He was just waiting, sitting in the zone, and he makes the play. Wow. And yeah, threw it kind of right to him, but just not a good throw by Evers. Fortunately, our defense has been insane in this game, and no damage done. Duke doesn't do anything. They're going to 3 and outs. So we're gonna get the football back, or we're gonna get it at midfield. Kind of dominating this game right now. We've had 3 drives going pretty deep into Duke territory without any points. So we're deep into the second quarter already. We got a screen play here to Victor Rosa, who's got a first down. And, 5th interception of the season for Nick Evers this year. 3rd down and inches. We're going to give it up the middle. Good run here by Edwards. And Edwards, 60 yards on the ground already now. Back to the 15. All right, this is a big drive. We got to take advantage right here. We got to get some points on the board right now, as that's a toss to the outside, and that's another catch right there. Over 100 yards through the air already for Evers in this game. And, man, you got to limit the mistakes when you're down here in the red zone. That's a give up the middle. Good running play there, and a first down and goal here inside of the 5 at the 2. As they're going to go lining up a goal line look here. First down and goal. It's a snap, and it's a toss play to the outside. Edwards is going to have the edge, and he's going to have a touchdown. Finally getting on the board and getting in the end zone. The first score of the game comes with 2 minutes left, basically, here in this second quarter. And for Cam Edwards, that's TD number 5 on the season. So we finally strike pay dirt in this football game, as it's a draw play here, and it's just a give up the middle. And Duke is going to actually take a timeout to try and get the football back here in this game with only 30 seconds left. So, you can't really do much with the football here at this point in the game. And put it away, trying to do something with it, but Duke does not do anything with it. So we get the ball to start the third quarter here, and it's a 7-0 lead for us. Trying to put a drive together. That's a toss play, and there's Josiah Gatherings. His 3rd catch of the game to this point. 27 yards through the air for him so far today, as it's a give. No, it's a play action pass, and Evers is going to go deep. A deep ball and a strike completes. A huge throw over the middle to TJ Sheffield. Monster play, and a great throw here on play action. Nick Evers, one of his best throws of the day. 43-yard strike on a post route down the middle, inside of the 20 at the 15-yard line. Sheffield with 84 receiving yards on 4 catches so far tonight. That is a huge play. And now UConn set up here inside of the 20-yard line near the 15. And looking like some adjustments going on here at the line by Evers, as there's a first down. Players they're going to give, and up the middle, breaking a tackle. Good hard-nosed run by Edwards right there, as he gets a gain of 7. 10 minutes in this third quarter, and here's a give up the middle again, and great blocking, nearing the marker. Oh man, to the 1-yard line goes Edwards. It's a first down and goal. They're going to go right back to him on a power row, and the blocking impeccable. He walks into the end zone again. Cam Edwards, 2nd touchdown of the game. Number 6 on the season already. He's having a monster day so far on the ground. And our defense is having a monster day right now. They have not a lot of points despite our turnovers. And they get a 3 and out again. Duke has done nothing on offense. Now it's another give on an option route. And another first down for Edwards. He's got over 100 yards on the ground already on only 15 rushing attempts. And man, we've been able to run the ball very effectively so far today. Honestly, the offense has been rumbling despite the mistakes. That's a good toss to the outside, and Nick Harris's biggest reception of the game yet. Third catch of the night. So on a new set of downs here, man in motion here on a mesh route, it looks like they're going to try to go to him. And a nice catch, a broken tackle by Gatherings, and he's got a first down. Good play there by Dosai Gatherings, who broke off a tackler there to get the yards that they needed. And now it's a 3rd down and 4. Edwards back to pass again and tries to float it to the outside. Tried to get to Gatherings on that pass, but it's going to actually fall incomplete. So we're going to try and go back to a field goal here. Freeman trying to get us back on the board. And this kick is up, and it looks pretty good here. And it is going to go in and through the uprights. And a made field goal there for us as Freeman gets us 3 more points ahead. And we're up 17-0 here in this game. Well, the offense, didn't have anything to show for in the first half. That was an awesome pass by Edwards there, or Evers, to Sheffield in a kind of triple coverage. He's got over 200 yards. Our offense in this third quarter has been a lot better. In the third quarter, we've been able to really do what we want to on offense and through the ground. Victor Rosa, only his 5th carry, 22 yards. Cam Edwards has been so good today. We just give him the football. We're going to give it to him again here on a 3rd down and short. And he's going to get a first down. 114 rushing yards for Edwards so far, nearing 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. And there's a 1st and 10. It's a give up the middle. And nearing the first down marker. Almost got there. 2nd down and 1. Now a 3rd down and short here. 3rd and 1 with the 3rd quarter nearing an end. It's a give. And this time, Duke is ready for it. They come in there and they get a stop on us on 3rd down and 1. A great play by the Duke defense as we kick it back to him, but a sack. And on a 3rd down and long, a 1st down reception. Now a 3rd down and 4, and a sack by Price Yates. I believe his 3rd of the season already, as we're into the 4th quarter now, and we're going to get the ball back again. My goodness, our defense has been insane. Only 120 yards total today for the Duke Blue Devils on offense. Another give to Edwards, another great run. Oh man, 10 more yards for Cam Edwards there up the middle. And it's a 1st down and 10 here. Evers is going to go to the air. Evers looking. He's got a man. That's a catch over the middle. Number 22. I don't actually know who that is. I don't think that's a receiver, or if he is, it's a backup. Number 22 is Cam Edwards, or Victor Rosa, of course. Now we go to him on a screen pass. And Rosa is going to get into the end zone. On a screen. Touchdown number 4 on the year for Nick Evers. And receiving touchdown number 2 on the season for Victor Rosa. And a good call there on 1st down and goal, as getting into the end zone. Great downfield blocking. 24-0 UConn, but a big time play as Javon Harvey with a monster reception right there, and Duke goes for 2. I don't really know why they went for 2, but they now are finally on the board. It might be too little too late at this point in the game. Now it's a toss play to the outside, and look at this! Cam Edwards, no green, all green in front of him, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone. Wow, what a run by Cam Edwards. What a day for him on the ground. And UConn's put up 30 here in this football game. Unbelievable here. Look at this blocking. This blocking was unreal. And nobody here in the backfield for Duke to try and stop him at all. He goes all the way to the end zone. 75-yard touchdown run here. Look at this blocking. Number 61 and number 73 had awesome blocks. And by the time that, he cut this hole was wide open for him, and there was nobody to stop him. Unreal. Duke, they tried to go for a fourth down. They didn't get it. We get the ball in prime field position here. That's a pass and a toss that is going to be actually caught there at the 2-yard line. And now it's a 3rd down and goal. And Evers is back to pass. Evers is going to go to the outside, and that one is dropped. I mean, that was a touchdown, but couldn't hold on to the football through the contact. And on a 4th and goal, I mean, at this point, game is pretty much in hand. We're going to go for it here. We're going to go to the back of the end zone, and that's a catch made through contact by TJ Sheffield. A really nice grab right there for our star wide receiver. That's his first receiving touchdown of the year, but man, he has been really our top go-to target. He made a couple of big catches today, and that's going to be the end of the game, and UConn ends up winning this one handily tonight. And Cam Edwards, man, what a day. 227 running yards on 23 carries and 3 scores on the ground. We ran the ball incredibly well tonight, and Cam Edwards, man, emerging as a star for our offense right now this season. So a big win, and the Huskies are now 3-0. I did not expect us to get off to this kind of a start this season, and we dominated this game. We really did. 29 first downs, 8 all game for Duke, only 276 yards of total offense, and I mean the vast majority of those yards came in the 4th quarter. They got 2 scores, in that 4th quarter, but until the 4th, they really did not do anything, on offense in this game. 274 yards, rushing a total with 3 touchdowns, 260 passing yards through the air. I mean, only 180 allowed by our defense. That is awesome. We were awesome on 3rd down as well. I mean, 8 for 13. Duke was only 35% on 3rd downs. They were 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions. And they tried to go for 2 twice in this game. But, we had 2 turnovers. They were pretty early on in the game, a fumble and an interception. I mean, overall, we did pretty well in that turnover, in the turnover department. Obviously, want it to be 0, but under 3 turnovers, that's pretty good. That's actually one of the first times that I've had under 3 turnovers in a game. And Nick Evers had a pretty good day. I mean, 26 for 41, 260 through the air, 2 touchdowns to 1 pick. I'll take this. This is a good game for him. Probably one of his better games of the season. But man, Cam Edwards, this junior running back, has been insane this year. He's one of the top running backs in the nation right now. 227 yards. This is a career game for him. I don't know I don't know what his career highs are or anything, but 227 yards is a ton. Victor Rosa, only 7 carries, 35 yards. Nick Evers had 12 yards. He didn't actually get sacked at all in this game, but he did fumble it once. So no sacks is really good. Our pass protection tonight was actually really awesome. And then Moore, 69 yards rushing. Malik Murphy had 22 yards rushing. And a score by their running back, the only running touchdown that they had. And then receiving, you had Victor Rosa with 7 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown. And TJ Sheffield becomes our first over 100 receiving yard player this year. The first guy to get over 100 receiving yards in a game. This season, he had 103, including a long of 43 with a touchdown. So he had an awesome day today as well through the air. Brett Buckham had 6 catches for 51 yards. Nick Harris had 22 receiving yards. Josiah Gatherings, 3 catches for 35 yards. And then Luis Hansen as well had a catch, but he didn't have any yards on the day. Let's look at our receiving plate there. The ball pretty spread around. And only 4 guys caught passes today for Duke. He had a 71-yard receiving touchdown there by their top receiver on the day, but really not a lot of crazy stats for their offense there. But Bryce Yates, I mean, this guy has been really awesome for us. He gets 2 more sacks today. He's got 4, I think, this season already. And then Julian Simone had another sack. And our defense doesn't force any turnovers or anything, so nothing to show for there in that department. Again, no sacks. I mentioned that already. But, I don't know why I didn't show you the I didn't show you much of their defense, but Nick Morris Jr. had a forced fumble. Chandler Rivers had a fumble recovery. Then Jalen Stinson had a interception for them as well. And we only punted at the ball twice, so we really did that. Really did a great job there. Only 2 punts for us. And yeah, I mean, this game, UConn had plenty of chances to score in the first quarter earlier in this game, but the first points didn't come until the second quarter there for us, and then we scored 21 in the fourth, and 10 in that third quarter. And yeah, Duke's points came late in the game when it was pretty much in hand. So if we look at recruiting, we really haven't talked much about recruiting this year, but I know quarterback is a need for us. Kerry Woods is a 2-star quarterback. We have offered him a scholarship. We are first for him right now. We are, on the cusp of probably locking him in right now. Wide receivers, Mitch Drogi. We only have 5 points on him at the moment, but we are first for him. We're first for Chris Arnester as well. And, I'm going to, guys, we've already scheduled a visit for Brian McCullough there. He's a, cornerback that we want. David Goldberg, he locked us out, so we have to take him off the board. But we're scheduling a visit right now for Carl DeMarco, and so we got a visit for him. Chris Ernester as well. We are going to add some points to him, it looks like here. He's a wide receiver for us. We want to go after him pretty hard, and we want to get him. We're giving him some 30 points. We're taking 10 off, and then we're going to also give some points to Mitch Drogi as well. We really want to get him. He's a 3-star receiver out of New Jersey. We're the only team to offer him a scholarship. Jamison Ware, he's definitely a guy that we want. We're putting 40 points on him right now. We're actually gonna take his points off, and we're gonna go all in. We're gonna send the house on Jamison Ware, a left tackle from Bloomfield, Connecticut. And Army is kind of right there with us in this recruiting battle. He's about to narrow us down into the top 5, so we're gonna schedule a visit with him here in the next couple of weeks. And then Josh Jahan is also interested in Army as well, and we like him a lot, so we're gonna send the house on him as well. So we're gonna take off points there, or we're gonna put 30 points on him right now. We might send the house on him later in the season when we have more points. But that's a little bit of a recruiting update for you here as we move on to the next week. And of course, Player of the Week honors for Cam Edwards for that incredible game that he had. And we are taking on a ranked team in Arizona. They're 2-1 this year, and this is our biggest test of the season. A little bit of an update there. We got even further. Now Kerry Woods is on us. He's, one of our top 5. He's one of the top 5 schools for us. We don't have any points on him. Really the only team going after him right now. But yes, we are taking on number 16 in the nation, Arizona, here in this football game. Biggest test of the year. We're 3-0 so far this season, but, week 4, I mean, this is a team. I mean, that Duke game went way better than I expected. Our defense has honestly been really good, but our defense, this is their biggest game and their biggest test of the entire year, pretty far. As we're going to preview some of this game, and we're going to preview what happened. But a big update here and a big upset in the league. Texas, they already lost to Michigan in this sim, and now they lose to UTSA. I mean, Texas crushed UTSA in real life this past week, but they lose to UTSA here, and they lose by 2 scores. I mean, or they lose by 8 in this game here. But, yeah, I mean, they really didn't do a lot. I mean, only 192 passing yards in this game. UTSA's offense wasn't incredible in this one either, but Texas had 3 turnovers in that game. That was probably a big reason why they lost, but they are now unranked after that game. I mean, they're going to come back, and they're going to climb back in the rankings, I'm sure, as the season goes along, but Texas is not having a good start to their season at all at the moment. So we look at Arizona, and they just played a ranked K-State team here. Kansas State right now is undefeated, and they're a top 10 at TM. And they lost to them here by 2 touchdowns. Their defense was really bad in this game. K-State had 546 total yards, 169 yards on the ground, and 368 yards passing. So K-State really dominated on offense in this one here. 45 points is a ton. And, even despite losing the turnover battle, their offense played so well. Noah Fafita is this team's QB. He is a really good quarterback, one of the best in the nation. Avery Johnson had an unreal game for them. And then they ran the ball really well. I mean, 3 carries and 77 yards for that player right there. But, a little stat update. Cam Edwards now with 389 yards rushing with 7 touchdowns. That's one of the best in the league. He's, I think, first or second in terms of rushing touchdowns. And, actually, this is compared with him nationally. He is tied for the most rushing touchdowns in the entire FBS this season with 7. And he's number 4 in terms of rushing yards per game this year as well, with 129.7. So he's legitimately one of the best running backs in the nation right now to start the year. You go to their offense here, and there's Teratola McKillen, who I believe this was the receiver that got like 4 touchdown passes and over 200 yards in week 1 for Arizona. Had a ridiculous game for them. He's not having that good of a season. I mean, he's having a good season right now, but he's not having, the season that he's having in real life. But he's a 94 overall. Yeah, Arizona, they're an 81 overall, so they're only like a couple overalls better than us, but they have 2 90 overall players. Ricardo Davis is a 92 overall corner. And this team is better than us. I mean, this team is better than us roster-wise. And, they have also a 90 right tackle. Noah Fafita is, again, I mentioned their quarterback. He's a sophomore, an 89 overall from Southern California. And an impact development guy. I mean, look at that accuracy. His accuracy is off the charts. One of the best, accuracy. I mean, this is the best quarterback that we faced this year. 7 touchdowns to 1 interception, 813 yards passing so far for him. So he's got a lot of good passing yards. And he's been really good this season. And before we go into the game, we got 40 points to spend. So let's see how we spend it here. And yeah, Mitch Doji, we are the only guy right now, the only team right now to offer at him. And Jamison Ware, we go ahead of Army in this recruiting battle. And we are actually able to schedule a visit with him, I believe. Josh Trahan, we go ahead of Army in this recruiting battle as well. And Nick Hurley here, we didn't have an offer to him a scholarship. I don't think we're really going to go after him or Falele. I'm not sure if we're going to go after either one of those guys. But Schweischer, we actually are going to offer a scholarship here to Nick Hurley. The other teams ahead of us don't have a lot of, he's not got a lot of, not a lot of sway for those other teams. So we're going to offer a scholarship to him. Colin DeMarco here, I mean, he's now into his top 5. And this recruiting battle is going well for us, but Boston College does gain a lot of ground on us in this week. And we do have to be careful. I mean, we don't want them to catch up to us. We're first for him. We're first for Nolan Cleveland as well. We're putting 25 points on him. Unfortunately, Thomas Neal, our right end, locked us out. He's committed to UMass, who is our rival in this series. And Nate Woods, we are trailing right now. We are trailing Boston College. We have scheduled a Week 10 visit for him. He's down to his top 3. He's going to commit somewhere pretty soon. And we're going to try and get him to commit to us. So, right now we have 35 points on him. I think we're going to send a house on Nate Woods right now. We don't know a lot about his interests, so we're not going to hard sell or anything on him, but we're going to send the house on him. We're going to put 50 points and try and stay in this recruiting battle. And Gordon Coker here, we've offered him a scholarship. We don't have any points on him right now. And, I'm not sure if we will have points on him. Starr, a 3-star left outside linebacker, has locked us out. And Davin Devlin, this race kind of looks like it's not going to go our way here either. As, Alexander Starr has locked us out in this recruiting battle. But, I don't know, DeMar Devlin, probably not going to get him. Probably not going to get Kishon Anger either. I mean, we're way behind Rutgers. So we take him off the board. We keep the other guy there. Nolan Waiters, the only team to offer him a scholarship right now, a 3-star middle linebacker. And corners, Jake Bazinski, we are first for him right now, the only team to offer him a scholarship. And we are first right now for Colin Bromo. That's kind of a close race. And unfortunately, Boston College just got a huge week on us. I don't know how they did that exactly. They must be putting all their eggs into that basket right now because they just overtook us. And Brian McCullery, this is a race that we're losing now, and he's about to commit. So I don't know. That's going to be a tough, we're going to have to fight our way back into that recruiting battle, and we did schedule a visit for him already, so, you know, that's 40 points that we've invested onto him, and we're going to send the house on him right now to try and stay with Boston College, and hope that we can keep in this battle here, but, you know, we'll see what happens with him. And we are going to add some players to the board. We're going to add Ari Anko, a 3-star middle linebacker. We only have 26 guys. Now we have 27. Bobby Parks, a 2-star defensive tackle. Nobody's shown any interest in him, basically. We're going to put him on our board. And then we're going to put in Brian Poole, a 3-star, as well, and a 3-star safety, and David Homer. Nobody's offered a scholarship to him either. So there's a look at recruiting, and we go into this game here. 4th game of the season, week 4. How do we respond after a really great day offensively against the Duke Blue Devils? Our toughest test of the season yet, in a ranked battle here in Connecticut between Arizona and UConn. Toughest test of the season, but I mean, this I don't know if we would be in top 25 conversation, but immediately, wow, Lamento Murphy just had a 70-plus yard receiving touchdown. So immediately, our passing defense gets torched, and Arizona scores like within the first 2 plays of this game. They're already up 7-0. That was a kind of a dangerous pass by Evers into traffic. It's a 3rd down. We're going to go across the middle. That's a great catch here. Look at all this space across midfield. Goes Victor Rosa. Huge catch. And all the way up to the 46-yard line. Wow, that was a great catch right there for him. 7 catches again. Had a receiving touchdown last week. 49 receiving yards. And there's a toss to the outside, and they played that play really well. Great defense by Arizona, who are playing in their all-red jerseys today. Here, their color rush. I mean, it's not technically a color rush uniform. That basically is what it is. As there's a screen pass to Victor Rosa across the middle, a gain of 8 on that one. Now it's a 3rd down and 2, and trying to go to Harris here on a stick route, and Harris is well covered, and it's going to be incomplete. So we have to put the football away. I mean, some good plays there. A decent start to that drive, but it kind of falls flat. And now our defense here, 3rd down and 5, and they allow Territola McKillen. I mean, he had a monster day in real life, and he has a monster catch right there, and that's already, oh, that defender trying to pick that ball and swat that ball away, but he actually can't get to it, and it's another catch. Victor Rosa has got all our catches right now in this first half so far, but man, that was a kind of a dangerous throw here, but a really good, I mean, he placed it in a well-placed location. Look at this defender, yeah, trying to swat the ball away, and he just missed it. 21-yard reception for Victor Rosa. We're already down 14-0. Our defense has been struggling in this game so far, as now Nick Evers is going to go down in a sack. Wow, the Sterling Lane, the second there, gets the pressure up the middle, and now it's a 3rd down and 16, and that is a dangerous throw, and that is going to fall incomplete. And again, oh man, UConn goes to midfield, and then they can't, the drive stalls. So we kick it back to them here, and now Arizona's on the move again. They're now at midfield, a big-time running play, 34 yards by Conley on the ground. They're now to the 13, and there's a 13-yard rushing score. Yikes. First quarter isn't even over, and we are down and trailing 21-0 already. This is going to have to be a major, I mean, the things are going to have to change in this football game right now for us to stay in it. That's a penalty there, a pass interference penalty on Arizona. And now 30 seconds left here. We're going to go to the outside. That's a good catch and a good play here across midfield, actually, for the first time in this game. And Josiah Gatherings with his first catch of the night. And now it's a 3rd down. This is one of the biggest 3rd downs. This is a huge play here early in the game. And outside, that is going to be caught by, there by Buckham. A good catch here. And now it's a 4th down and 4. We're at the 42-yard line. We're going to have a man in motion. We're going to go for this here. Huge play early in this game. Across the middle, that's a catch on a mesh route. And a huge grab by TJ Sheffield on 4th down. A monster conversion. That keeps us in the game. And over the middle here, that's a catch by our tight end there as Nick Harris Oh, yeah, that actually was number 4. That actually, I think, was Josiah Gatherings. Again, there's tight end. There's our tight end. Nick Harris making that catch and getting another first down. So 1st and 10. UConn on the move. Here now deep into Arizona territory. It's a give to Victor Rosa. He's not going to go anywhere. And so far, we have not been able to run the football all that well. Not nearly as well as we were doing against Duke here. We're going with the screen pass. That's the freshman. And he's going to get a gain of 8 there. Our freshman running back, Darrell Robinson, getting in the game and making a play. Now it's a give on 3rd down. And no. Short on that play is Cam Edwards. And it's a 4th and inches. And what are we going to do? We've driven this far. We're inside of the 10. 4th and so short. We're going to go for it again. A QB sneak. And Nick Evers has got the yards he needs. 1st and goal. Now it's a 3rd and goal here. Going to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted in the end zone. That would have been a backbreaker right there. And now it's another 4th down. Maybe we're not settling for a field goal on this drive. We're going for a 4th and goal. We're going to make the pass. That's complete. Victor Rosa over the middle has the end zone and has 6. UConn on the board in the 2nd quarter here. A monster drive. 3 4th down conversions. Victor Rosa's 2nd receiving touchdown of this episode. And look at this play. Broken tackle. Man, Cam Edwards said, "Get off me," for a huge run, the biggest run of the day so far for our offense. And now it's a 3rd down and 5, and that's a smart play there on a stick route as Nick Harris has the 1st down, his 2nd catch of the game. Across midfield is UConn again. Our defense finally got a stop for us, but now up the middle, running almost unblocked there was Jacob Manu. That's his 1st sack of this game, and that's a big setback for us. Now it's a 3rd down and 13. We're going with a screen pass, but look at this blocking here, and cutting the edge, and getting the 1st down is Victor Rosa. 79 receiving yards today for him already through the air, and it's now 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line, and play action. It's another screen pass to Sheffield. Sheffield changing direction. He's got the blocking, and he's got the end zone. Touchdown, TJ Sheffield. And back-to-back scoring drives. UConn is right back in this football game. 13-21 now. And TJ Sheffield's got his 2nd receiving score of this episode on a wide receiver play-action screen. And number 73, Lady, huge block for us on that play. And Sheffield takes it to the house. So now a 4th and 12. Arizona gets stopped again. And this is a really bad punt. I don't know why. I've noticed that, whenever I try to recover a punt in this game, sometimes the CPU's punts are just so terribly bad. I don't know why that is in this game. I'm just going to simulate punts from now on because I don't want that to happen. I kept noticing that happening when the CPU just punts super short like that. So, I mean, amazing field position for us. Doesn't make sense that punt was so short. But now on a 2nd and 1, we give the go. We're giving up the middle to Victor Rosa. I mean, we're not giving up on the ground game totally so far in this game. As we've been able to, we've had a couple of good runs in this game. Now 1st and 10. Rosa's scrambling. Evers is scrambling. He's got some space here. And he's going to go near the 1st down marker. Only 1 yard rushing because he's been sacked twice already. Now he's going to go up the middle again. He's got some more space. And he's almost got a 1st down. I mean, Nick Evers, not a huge scrambler. He's more of a field general type QB, but he's running the football decently well here. He's going to scramble again. Now he's going near the goal line, but loses the ball again. And it's a fumble, man. And recovered by the Arizona Wildcats. Traydon Stukes forcing the fumble. And there's the 1st turnover of the game. And that is a very costly one. Man, Nick Evers, for the 2nd straight game, fumbles it inside of the 5-yard line. He almost got in the end zone and scored there. And he's scrambling again. And, I mean, I'm trying to slide with him so that he's not fumbling the football every time. But He gets tackled there. He doesn't lose the football. He's got 30 yards running. Arizona scores a field goal off of that turnover. And now trying to go over the middle. This is a great catch by Sheffield there in traffic with a couple of defenders right there on him. And now UConn here at midfield. 3rd down and 1. Down by 10 in the second half. And that's a give up the middle. That's a good run. Good blocking there as Edwards only 18 yards on the ground in this game. So definitely not as much of an impact for him on a 3rd and 1. We go to him again. But, you know, he's been able to have a couple of good runs there. Up to 30 yards on the ground. We've only ran the ball with him 9 times. But, you know, we've been trailing the whole time by multiple scores. And so I like to run the football. I mean, we're running the football really well in this drive right now. I mean, this is our best drive for running the football that we've had in this game. As now we're going back to passes. Evers, oh, through contact. Great pass by Nick Evers here as he was getting hit. Flies it out to Victor Rosa, who's got 94 yards through the air. Now inside the 10, 1st down and goal. We're going to throw it, and that's a catch. That's Sheffield there at the 2 with the catch. And now it's a 2nd down and goal. Here it comes as a toss play to the outside, and wow, okay, Arizona was ready for that play. They absolutely stuff us on 2nd and goal. We lose 3 yards on that play. So now it's a 3rd down and goal. The snap to Evers here, trying to look somewhere to go, and there's nobody really open. Tries to go to the outside. Victor Rossi was trying to get it to him, but it's knocked away by the defender. And on 4th and goal, I mean, right now, we are down by 10, and we need points, and we're going to settle and kick a field goal. Unfortunate that we can't get in the end zone there on that drive, but we do get points. We're only down by 7. And come on, defense, we need a big-time stop right now. Arizona's driving on us right now. And now it's a 1st and goal at the 1. And our defense cannot get the stop that we need them to get right there. Arizona's back in the end zone, and we are back down 2 scores. As look at this wide receiver screen. Oh, man. Big play. Josiah Gatherings had some good blocking there, and he's all the way across to midfield. So, UConn down by 14 here. And again, because of that, we're not able to throw the ball very well. And Lane the second getting back in there for another sack. 3rd solo tackle of the game, his 2nd sack of the game. And now it's a 3rd down and super long here. But now going deep, and that's a catch! Yes! Huge grab by TJ Sheffield. Another monster catch for him. A huge play there down the field on a 3rd and 16. But now, trying to go and throwing it into traffic. No, Nick Evers, you throw it in a triple coverage, and that ball is going to get picked every time. Man, that's Justin Flo, the middle linebacker out there in coverage, and that was a mistake. A bad throw by Nick Evers right there on 1st down, and that's a huge play. I mean, interception. That's the 1st one of the game for Evers, who before that had been throwing the ball pretty well, but now we're going to go across the middle. That's another big catch on a slant pattern there by TJ Sheffield. Fortunately, our defense comes up with a stop there, and they don't give up any points off of that turnover. So we're still down by 2 scores, but now we're going to the 4th quarter. And, you know, the game is still within reach for us, but we need a score on this drive right here. I mean, 280. I mean, the passing yards for both these QBs are very accurate and very even so far today. And 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. Now scrambling up the middle and sliding it down safely there is Nick Evers. 30 yards running. I mean, you know, he's got sacked a few times today. 1st down and 10, dropping back. He's going long, and he's got a catch. Another long grab by Sheffield. This wide receiver is a stud. 2nd super long reception of the game, and now it's a 1st and goal from the 8 for us. Here as Evers is dropping back to pass. He's trying to go, and Evers is now scrambling. Nick Evers near the 1-yard line, and he gets tackled, does not fumble at that time. Now it's a 2nd down and goal. It's a give up the middle, That's a touchdown for Cam Edwards. Number 8 on the season. And the UConn Huskies put together a huge scoring drive early in this fourth quarter. That was a massive drive. Now we have the ball. It's a 3rd down and 13 across midfield. Our defense comes up with a clutch stop. And now on the screen, though, what a play here by that Arizona defender. That was a really great stop there on defense for them, actually. And Arizona, they got the ball, but 4th down and 2 here. And, you know, in the, I turned that penalty for roughing the kicker off, but that would have been a roughing the kicker penalty if I didn't have that turned off. But there's the punt. We get the football back. But now on 1st down and 10, coming up the middle, unblocked, is Sterling Lane the second. Number 8 there. He gets another sack. And that may be half a sack. And now Evers has trouble. And now Evers is going to be taken down by Jacob Manu again. And 2nd sack of this game for Jacob Manu. 2nd sack of this drive. 3rd down and 22, super long. That ball is dropped. And not a great throw by Evers there, but it's dropped by Nick Harris. And we've had the ball and opportunities as actually our offense went for it on 4th down. They actually got 21 yards, and they got, I don't think they got a 1st down, but now, oh man, he was open. Oh man, number 5, that was Skylar Bell over the middle. He was open, but Nick Evers overthrows him. Now it's a 3rd down and 10 here with 1 minute and 13 seconds left as Skylar Bell makes another catch. He's got a 1st down. Just over 1 minute to go as UConn is down by a touchdown. Here's the snap to Evers. Dropping back. Evers throws it over the middle and he doesn't see him. No, that is an interception by Jacob Manu, the right outside linebacker who was dropping back in coverage. And Evers never saw him. And he throws a pick. 2nd interception thrown tonight by Evers. And Jacob Manu had a big day. 2 sacks and a game-sealing interception. And that's going to do it. Only 1 minute left. I don't think we had any timeouts left. And yeah, that is going to do it here. We have no timeouts. And a kneel by Fafita. And another kneel. The game is over. And wow, UConn falls for the first time this season, their first loss of the year. And that was a great game, and we almost had that one. Noah Fafita, the player of the game, 307 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a great day through the air. And Nick Evers, 2 really costly interceptions on the day for him, and a really costly fumble right at the goal line. That's a huge play, right? And you look at that play, we get in the end zone. That might be, a drive to try and win the football game and just get a field goal instead of needing to score a touchdown to win the game. So those are some huge plays right there that you gotta have. And, overall a very even game. They only had 70 more yards on offense than us, basically, here. They had 481, we had 432. We didn't run the football nearly as well in this game. This was our worst game running the football this season. We only had 84 yards on the ground, and we allowed 174 yards. So our rushing defense today was not very good. And over 300 passing yards for both teams, 348 passing yards for us in the air today. 2 touchdowns, 25 for 42 through the air. And yeah, two touchdowns and 1 field goal in the red zone, but the one red zone trip that we didn't score on was the fumble at the 1-yard line. That was a monster play. 4th down, 3 of 5 on 4th down. We were 47% on 3rd downs in this game, so pretty good. But yeah, losing the turnover battle 3-0, that was the key to the game, and that's why we fell short. So a close game. This was definitely closer than I thought. We were down 21-0 at one point in this game here today. And we only lose by a touchdown. So, a good battle by UConn, but we fall to 4-1 on the season here, or 3-1 on the season so far this year. So, yeah, 3-1 at this point in the season, that's kind of where That's where I kind of hoped that we would be at this point looking at our schedule. I didn't expect us to win this game, really, by any means. And so I think 3-1 right now for us is about where I want us to be at this point in the season. So, you know, you lose this game, but you're not going to win. And we weren't going to win every game this season. And we played really tough. And we almost pulled off a pretty awesome comeback in this one, honestly. Man, actually, 13 rushes for Nick Evers. He had our most rushing yards on the day. And Victor Rosa had the most rushing yards today with only 35. I mean, yeah, we just didn't run the ball very well. Cam Edwards did have a rushing touchdown, but that was about it. And, you know, 140 rushing yards for Y.L.A. Conley. I mean, he dominated us on the ground. And, you know, Sheffield and Victor Rosa were really the only two receivers that we went to in this game. Another over 100 receiving yard day for TJ Sheffield today. 133 yards. He is emerging as our best offensive player right now, honestly, on offense outside of, you know, Edwards. And Victor Rosa, I mean, not a lot on the ground for him. We haven't featured him a lot in the run game since week 1, but 92 yards through the air. He had a pretty good day and a receiving touchdown last week as well. So he's honestly getting a lot of catches through the air, and we're utilizing him as a wide receiver right now, and we're utilizing him pretty well. But, you know, through the air, spread out pretty well, honestly. But McMillan had 91 receiving yards, and Romello Murphy had 101 receiving yards. So some big days for those couple of wide receivers. Our pass defense struggled a little bit in this one. And you look at our defense, you know, not a lot. I mean, Julian Simone had 9 total tackles, a couple of tackles for loss, 7 tackles total, but no sacks by our defense and no turnovers forced by our defense at all. So this was definitely our worst day for our defense this season, our worst defensive performance so far. Sterling Lane had 2.5 sacks. Jacob Manu had 2 sacks and a pick in this one, and Lane Howard also had half a sack as well. So 3 sacks total in this game for Arizona, and 2 interceptions, one by Flo and one by Jacob Manu. That was the game-sealing interception there. And then the fumble forced by Traydon Stukes, and Jacob Manu forced another one, and Gunnar Maldonado recovered it there, the fumble recovery. And that's going to do it here. There's the stats. TJ Sheffield actually wins FBS Independent Player of the Week for his 133-yard receiving day. And that's going to end the episode here. So UConn 3-1. And next time we'll face Buffalo and Temple. And then we have a bye week. So that's what our schedule looks like. BYU pulled off a stunning upset against Kansas State, actually, here. From news around the league. But we'll face Buffalo next time. They are 2-2 on the season, and I think this is a very winnable game for us. We are better overall than them, so hopefully we can come out and win that one. But next time on the channel, we'll have an MLB The Show 24 or 23 video for you, and I'll get that one out to you here soon in the next couple of days, and then we'll back to FIU, the rebuild on that next time. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoy this NCAA 25 content, because I really do enjoy recording these games for you. And a good episode for us, a win and a loss overall. But you are now through 4 weeks in this franchise, and I will see you in the next one. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Hope you're having a great weekend, everybody, and God bless.